Beginning, the end of war. The war between Earth's alliance and the Varan Empire had lasted 12 bitter years. It had begun over a mining colony on a distant moon and escalated into a galactic conflict that left millions dead across both sides. The stars themselves seemed dimmer after so much loss. Captain Elias Ward, a decorated officer of the United Terran Fleet, had seen every side of it: the glory, the slaughter, and the moments when humanity's ideals crumbled under the weight of survival. His final mission came at the Battle of Sereth Prime, where Earth's fleets surrounded the last Varan stronghold. The Queen herself, Caoian of the Varan, was said to be within the fortress, the living symbol of her people's will to fight. But as the Alliance prepared for one last orbital strike, Elias intercepted something that would change everything. A transmission, weak, coded in an ancient Varan dialect, barely understandable, carried a single plea. "Children, trapped beneath, reactor core, help us, human." The Queen's children. Command ignored it. To them, Sereth Prime was a military target, not a sanctuary. The strike order was given. But Elias couldn't obey. Disobeying direct command, he piloted his shuttle through the planet's defense grid, diving into the storm-ridden skies. Shrapnel tore through the hull, and fire alarms screamed around him, but he pushed on because no one else would. He landed in the ruins of a crystalline city. The air shimmered with toxic gas and electrical storms, but he pressed forward. His scanners led him deep underground, to what was once a royal shelter. There, amid wreckage and dust, two small Varan children clung to each other, pale, luminescent skin glowing faintly in the dark. Their eyes, enormous and hauntingly human, locked onto him in silence. He didn't speak their language, but he knew one truth: he couldn't leave them. Carrying them both in his arms, Elias fought his way back through the collapsing tunnels. His shuttle barely made orbit before the Alliance bombardment began. The shockwave nearly tore them apart, but somehow they survived. When he returned to the fleet, he was arrested for treason. But the war ended that day. The Queen's debt. Months later, the Treaty of Solaris was signed, peace at last. Both civilizations began to rebuild. But for Elias, things were different. Stripped of his rank and awaiting court-martial, he lived quietly on the colony world of Orion, tending to a remote farm. He didn't regret what he did. Those children haunted his dreams, their wide eyes staring through time. He often wondered what became of them. One night, as twin moons rose over the horizon, a ship descended over his fields. Not Alliance. Not cargo. Varan. When the hatch opened, a procession of armored guards stepped out, and behind them, radiant and solemn, walked Queen Caoian herself. Elias froze. Every holo-image of her he'd seen during the war had not done her justice. The Queen was tall and slender, her silver skin shifting subtly under the moonlight like liquid starlight. Her long, curved horns were adorned with crystals, symbols of wisdom and rulership among her kind. And behind her, two familiar figures. The children. They ran to him, older now, dressed in ceremonial robes, but their eyes were the same. The younger one, Sarai, whispered his name in accented English. "You saved us." The Queen approached, her gaze soft but unreadable. "Captain Elias Ward," she said in flawless Terran tongue. "You defied your own kind to save my blood. You risked death for enemies you did not understand. Such a debt cannot be measured." Elias bowed slightly, uncertain how to respond. "I didn't do it for a debt. I did it because they were children." The Queen's lips curved, not a smile, but something close. "And that is why you are different." She gestured to her attendants, who stepped forward carrying two glowing crystal vessels. "Among the Varan, we honor life debt through offering of the heart. You have earned the highest gift of my people." Elias frowned. "I don't understand." The Queen turned toward the two young women standing beside her now, her daughters, grown and regal. Sarai and Lyra, my daughters. They will remain with you, bound by the right of gratitude. They will serve, protect, and share your path for as long as you live. Elias's heart stopped. Your Majesty, I didn't save them for reward. Her gaze hardened not in anger, but in the fierce dignity of a ruler who never broke tradition. It is not a reward. It is the law of my bloodline. Refusing would dishonor me and them. The younger daughter, Sarai, looked at him with shy curiosity. The older one, Lyra, met his eyes steadily, her tone solemn. We remember the fire. You carried us through it. We are yours by choice and by fate. The air felt heavy. He wanted to argue, to reject the absurdity, but in their culture, this was sacred. So he bowed. Then I accept, not as master, but as friend. The queen inclined her head. That is why I trust you. And with that, she left. The bonds of peace. The days that followed were surreal. Elias found himself sharing his small home with two alien princesses who tried, with mixed success, to adapt to human life. Lyra, the elder, was stoic, disciplined, and carried herself like a soldier. She spent hours studying his tools, machines, and the skies, often climbing to the roof to meditate beneath the stars. Sarai, the younger, was curious and impulsive. She followed him everywhere, asking endless questions about Earth, about love, about what it meant to be human. Elias taught them to cook, to work the soil, to laugh. Slowly, the farm that had once been silent became filled with life and strange laughter. But not everyone saw it kindly. When word spread across the colonies that a former Alliance soldier was living with alien royalty, there was backlash. Some called him a traitor. Others, a fool. The press demanded answers, and political leaders feared that his companionship with the alien princesses would spark diplomatic outrage. Yet the queen sent him messages in secret. Let them speak. You are under my protection now. Those who saved life must live freely. Still, trouble came. One night, a group of masked men, extremists who hated the peace, attacked the farm. They set fire to his fields and stormed his home. Elias fought back, but he was outnumbered. Then, Lyra stepped forward. Her eyes glowed a deep violet, and her armor, dormant until then, unfolded from beneath her skin, wrapping her in a halo of light. With a single gesture, she unleashed a pulse of energy that sent the attackers sprawling. Sarai shielded Elias, her voice trembling. We will not lose you again. When the smoke cleared, Elias looked at them both, these women who should have been far away, living in palaces of glass, now standing in the ashes of his home, protecting him. And for the first time, he realized something deeper than gratitude bound them. Climax, the Queen's summons. Weeks later, another Varin vessel landed, this time with urgency. A messenger stepped out and handed Elias a crystalline sigil. The Queen summons you to Sereth Prime. The Council questions her alliance with humanity. Elias hesitated. He knew politics. The peace was fragile. If the Queen lost her throne, everything they'd built could collapse. Lyra and Sarai insisted on accompanying him. Together they traveled to Sereth Prime, now a thriving city reborn from the ashes. But tension filled the air.